Hello everyone, in this video I will be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let us go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. Today's most important news begins with the meeting between President Trump and Field Marshal Awami Lens. There is no free lunch, and this lunch is especially costly. So costly that the price will not only be paid by 250 million Pakistanis, but also by the entire region. We have already discussed in detail last week what this will mean for the region. If you have not seen that vlog, make sure to check it out, so you can better understand this week's developments. In this vlog, we will talk about what impact this meeting will have on Pakistani politics and internal affairs. What effect will it have on the PMLN, the Nawaz League, on the PPP, the People's Party? And most importantly, what will it mean for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the PTI, and Imran Khan? As we discussed this week, meaning as we are recording this vlog, the lunch is ongoing. Just a short while ago, Field Marshal Awami Lens arrived at the White House. This is not a routine meeting. No other Pakistani army chief has had such a meeting with the United States President before. General Kayani did meet President Obama, but that meeting was not officially declared. It was planned, yes, but under diplomatic cover. Obama was already expected at a military briefing where Kayani was present, and it was portrayed as a coincidental meeting. Obama happened to walk in, but that meeting never appeared on the official presidential schedule. So, although it happened, it was not formally acknowledged. But today's meeting is openly and officially taking place. President Trump, being his usual expressive self, engages very directly. And when he makes deals, he is even more transparent. This morning he even said, "I love Pakistan." Now, when so much love starts overflowing from President Trump over several weeks, you can guess what is really behind it. We have already explained in the last vlog that it all revolves around Iran. What Pakistan may have to do in that context, what might be demanded of it, we have already laid that out. Now let us turn to what impact this meeting will have on Pakistani politics. First, let me say that as of right now, Pakistan's politics has changed. Recall, just a few weeks ago, Field Marshal Awami Lens visited Iran. A photo surfaced showing Iran's Supreme Leader Khamenei seated on one side, with Shahbaz Sharif, Pakistan's Prime Minister, seated on the floor without shoes in front of him, along with the Iranian president. Ministers were seated on chairs in a row, and among them was General Awami Lens. At that time I told you Awami Lens would soon desire the status of head of state, not just out of ambition but out of necessity, because it would not sit well with him that his aide, Shahbaz Sharif, was seated in front of him while he sat in the row of ministers. That moment has now arrived. As of this recording, it has practically been announced that Field Marshal Awami Lens is now the de facto head of state of Pakistan. Though not officially declared or inaugurated, this White House meeting has sent a clear global message that he is Pakistan's chief executive officer, its effective ruler. So the thin veil that previously existed has now fallen. Earlier, people would bring someone along as a formality, like a handler or aide, but now even that pretense is over. Field Marshal Awami Lens has moved forward as head of state. This will have deep repercussions on Pakistan's internal politics. Let us first address whether Awami Lens will refuse any of Trump's demands. The answer is no. If Trump asks for military bases, they will be granted, even if under different colors or via some Muslim country as an intermediary. The United States planes may fly out of a Muslim country, but the control will be American. I'm not definitively saying the bases will be asked for or will be given, but it is likely. Deals of this level are agreed upon in advance. Meetings like this are just formalities, like a university convocation. You have earned the degree, but what you are handed is just a ceremonial document. The actual agreement, the real deal, is done before you sit across the table. This is not a negotiation session, it is a formality, a ritual. Just like in a wedding, where all conditions have been agreed before the ceremony, this is the same. Everything has been discussed beforehand. Today's meeting is about formally acknowledging it. General Awami Lens is not there to refuse. He is there to say, "Yes, I do," not once but 3 times. President Trump is a deal maker. If he sees that Awami Lens is delivering on promises, he will likely admire him a lot. Today it is, "I love Pakistan." Tomorrow it might be, "I love Awami Lens." If Lens offers multiple bases, Trump might even say, "My life, my soul, Awami Lens." Now let us talk about internal politics in Pakistan. As I said, from today onward, the army chief is the head of state. Previously, if the PMLN government had been at least somewhat productive or had a decent reputation, things might have been different. When General Musharraf became head of state, the government he installed was not as unpopular. But in this case, the government has nothing to show. Its reputation is in tatters. So ASIM Munir no longer needs them. Their utility is over. In fact, it is hard to tell whose reputation is worse, his aide, Shahbaz Sharif and Mariam Nawaz, or Field Marshal Munir himself. Earlier, these figures were necessary intermediaries for Munir to engage internationally, especially via Nawaz Sharif's Indian-linked channels into the United States and United Kingdom. But after recent developments, especially Iran, those links have become direct. So now, like the famous verse says, "My beloved, do not ask for that first love again." The PMLN's importance is diminishing. Their international utility to Munir is over, and locally, they are already a liability. They are deeply unpopular. And now the unpopular decisions that Munir is expected to make regarding Iran, intelligence sharing or military cooperation will further reduce his own popularity. When Iran reacts, when Russia and China respond, and when noise rises across the region, the backlash within Pakistan will be significant. Public retaliation will begin. The PMLN will not be able to bear that weight. They do not have the public support or political spine to absorb that fallout. So Munir will eventually need support from a popular party, and that can only be PTI, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. We will discuss the implications for PTI and Imran Khan at the end. For now, the PMLN has been demoted to second-tier status. I am referring to the whole party, not just individuals. The PMLN now has to assume the role of the aging queen, the type who gives herself to the king without pride or resistance. If the king desires any hobby or wish, she looks the other way. She does not reprimand the king, rather she facilitates any of the king's hobbies or matters. Even if she has to move forward or backward for that, she does so because the queen has to remain a queen. The love, admiration and intense devotion that the king had for her has ended. The rule of the Noon League and the Noon League Party has made a decision from today onward. Do not ask me for the kind of love I gave you before, my beloved. A song once sung by General Sahib. From today, that broken love will end. I'm saying again, this is not about a personality, this is about the entire party. Now the belt that is tied around the waist of Raik Kama will get a little darkened. If Noon League agrees to work on this salary, fine. If not, then matters will worsen. As I told you, the atmosphere will be such that the journey from the princess to the old queen will take place. Shahbaz Sharif will settle comfortably. He will be ready to become the old queen because they can make him a subordinate, put him at the gate, let him do whatever is asked, heating water for bath, baking bread, or just sitting and clapping for them. But Bahi Mariam's personality is very different. She has spent her whole life as a princess. Now, when she is told to stay silent and only do what the king asked her to do and play the role the king wants her to play, she will retaliate and insist. She will not realize in such haste that her stubbornness and tantrums power has changed now. If she acts up more, or if she reduces support on her side in the system, or shows attitude in anger, then this situation will have more mistakes and she will get support from several places. Politically, yes, she will use this to her advantage and soothe her heart. That is why a difficult time is beginning for the Noon League. From today onward, Khawaja Asif and other friends will face the same political fate as our respected Captain Safdar Sahib, so the commotion and uproar they have experienced till today will end. Bilawal Zardari Sahib's tweet is very meaningful. No tweet has come from the Noon League side. Bilawal Zardari tweeted that it is a very good thing that Field Marshal Sahib is meeting Trump as a Democrat. They know it is not a good thing as Democrats. They and their elder know this position might now be taken by ASIM Munir Sahib. But perhaps some arrangement will be made so that if ASIM Munir becomes head of state, then Bilawal Sahib might again reach some common position. It could be anything, maybe in the coming days. I told you on the other side that it is not like the Field Marshal Sahib wants to completely leave Noon League, but the anger and tension of Baji Mariam and the way she can retaliate, I'm not saying she will do it, I'm predicting it. Anything can happen here. In my opinion, she will retaliate, and this increases the chances of a lottery win for the People's Party. But here, the problem for the People's Party is also that they lack popularity, and General Sahib has already made promises that now require completion and delivery, for which General Sahib will need popularity and public support. Now comes Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Friends like me there are ready. I mean, Shahbaz Gill, you could say, is the one who has to fly the plane toward Iran. I am using this example so no other friend gets angry. 99% of the friends would say, "Sir, I will clean the windshield for the plane going toward Iran." So the pilot does not get less visibility. Even on the bamboos, they take aim. So most friends will think this way because they cannot bear that weight. And that weight is the son of late Shaukat Khan, who would never want Pakistan's soil to be used against any other country. So the offer will be to Imran Khan Sahib. Now we do not need Noon League, we need you. Come provide us the popularity that you have, the public that is with you. As I told you before, General Sahib did atrocities against PTI and the Pakistani public. But outside the border, no such action has come up which Pakistani politics is sensitive about, except that nothing related to Palestine was allowed inside Pakistan, and that issue was mostly on Noon League so far. Now, whatever happens with Iran, Field Marshal Sahib will be its direct beneficiary from America's side, and will also directly pay the price in Pakistan. The bill for the facilities enjoyed in America will come to him. The public's rejection will become Field Marshal Sahib's burden. To handle this weight and divide it, they will need a popular leader and popular party. In my opinion, those who have worked with Imran Khan Sahib might consider this if it is about Pakistan's interest. But if it is about any other country, especially an Islamic country, they will never participate. So this match has entered a very interesting situation. In the coming days, you will see more things in it. Also, the first response from America came from Sardar Trump. Obviously, this morning he said, "I love Pakistan." And we must tell you they have not met Modi either. I will tell you about that next, but first, the first response came from Zalmay Khalilzad. He said Trump is showing great favor to the army chief, which is true, because such a meeting between the United States President and the Pakistani army chief has never happened before. This is the first time in such a manner. Then he said Asim Munir wants United States investment and minerals, which I told you yesterday. Through military firms in Pakistan, they want contracts to benefit military generals. He says it correctly, and I think Asim Munir Sahib would want this. Then, Pakistan's role in protecting United States interests in Afghanistan will be provided by Pakistan Army's services. Zalmay Khalilzad said this is very risky, and Sardar Trump should not trust this. Then he will talk about China and United States talks, where they might offer assistance to reduce conflict as Pakistan did in the past. Then he said they will demand legitimacy because Asim Munir is a dictator who stole elections on November 26th and sunk Adia's fleet. So he lacks legitimacy and will seek endorsement from America as a lifelong ruler. These are the things Zalmay Khalilzad says Asim Munir might ask from Trump. Khalilzad did not mention what Trump has asked or taken from Asim Munir. He remained silent on that. You can understand the inside matter yourself. He further said Pakistan made promises to the United States, but also supported Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and sheltered bin Laden. He accused Pakistan of playing a dual role with double loyalty. So no trust can be placed on Pakistan Army or its generals, and Asim Munir is not trustworthy at all. This is the position of Zalmay Khalilzad, who is a regional expert in the Republican Party. You can call this a pressure tactic, good cop, bad cop, where Sardar Trump is meeting, and everyone knows that Khalilzad has not got an important position yet, but could get one soon based on this region. He is handling Taliban matters, Afghanistan, and many Middle Eastern relations. Now moving ahead. The G7 meeting had a scheduled meeting between Sardar Trump and Narendra Modi. Yes, it was pre-decided. But Sardar Trump left G7 early due to Iran-Israel conflict. And that is why the lunchtime was lost. Otherwise, discussions might have happened at the generals' level. Because Trump left early, the scheduled meeting with Modi could not happen. After reaching America, Trump requested Modi by phone since the meeting did not happen. They had a 35-minute call where Modi explained fully about Pahalgam because this is the first discussion after Pahalgam and Operation Sandur. Modi said Pakistan does this and that. Pakistan supports terrorism and they will not tolerate terrorism. All this talk happened, but the key thing was Trump asked Modi if he would be passing through America on the return journey for a meeting, to which Modi said no, he was busy. Obviously, no one is busier than someone meeting the United States President. So India does not like the affection and proximity Trump is showing Pakistan over Iran. India and Iran have deep strategic relations and are not hiding their closeness. Both sides are upset. So Modi gave a cold response to Trump. But obviously India is a big country and strategic partner and could act otherwise. But understand this. Modi is showing a cold shoulder to Trump and Trump is showing cold behavior back. And this will continue as long as Trump's interest lies with Pakistan on Iran. Today, Trump is meeting Pakistan's army chief. When he told Modi to come meet him, Modi declined, citing commitments, and said maybe they will meet later. Meanwhile, Modi invited Trump to an upcoming conference in India, which Trump accepted, and the conversation ended there. If you look carefully, both Modi and Trump are still communicating. Modi behaves coldly, and Trump favors Pakistan. It is like preparing a goat for sacrifice. Before that, the goat is pampered with water, food, and decorations. So may Allah protect Pakistan and its interests. On one side is the journey from princess to queen, and on the other, what happens with Pakistan in the coming days. Maybe all my biases, doubts, or hopes are wrong, but let's leave that aside because this is not news. Whatever I have told you today is purely my prediction and could be wrong. I have presented what I see and read. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share, and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.